Welcome to the Cam Girl Real World, where you get inside the minds of your favorite cam girl. Tonight on the Cam Girl Real World, it is myself, Geisha Monroe, and the wonderful and magnificent and always ever-present Shae BBW, my best friend and partner in crime. Shae, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. How are you?
I am drunk as per usual. Our favorite Geisha Monroe mode.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, pretty much. And, fucking sober geisha is like, I don't like stuff. So, what the fuck? Fuck that bitch. Alright, you guys. I hope you're ready to dive right in, because I know Shae and I have been talking this shit through, and we have got some shit for you tonight. We are going to start with our favorite thing, the best and worst of the week. Shae, you want to start us off with your best and worst comments of the week?
Yes, I do. So my best was a little bit different this week. My wife, who does have a camming profile, but she doesn't cam anymore. She cammed for maybe 2 months, and every once in a while she'll get online with me, but she still has a username, and comes in, I don't know, maybe once a month or so. She came in to the room and was like, hey, how's it going or whatever. And all of a sudden and she's sitting in the other room, which is kind of funny. I got a message on Skype, and it was a link. And I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe she's sending something she wants for Christmas or whatever. And I click on it, and it is the checkout receipt for the new Kiru Pearl.
Oh, shit. And if you guys don't know what the Kiru is, please go listen to. Don't go read it, because I don't know what the fuck you're going to do there. But go listen to the last podcast.
Yeah.
We talk about that shit.
It was on super mega sale. It was half off with free shipping. And she got it just kind of to surprise me. And she had come in the room to see my reaction. So I said, holy fuck me. And I just kind of sat there for I don't know, a minute or so. And everybody was like, oh my God, what? What? And I was just like, my wife just bought me the Kiru. And I was so excited. It's kind of funny though, because she bought it for me so that I can have virtual sex with men. But she knew it was something that I really wanted, so that was definitely my best.
That is fucking awesome. And so should I do my best, or do you want to do your worst first, Shae?
Oh, let's hear your best.
Alright, so my best is actually just kind of more funny. Backstory. One of my frequent users, he has this long-time love of one of my lamps. He loves lamp. And one of my lamps is a pink self-serve ice cream cone, and he tries to pretend that he's not in my room for me. He's here for my ice cream cone, and I can't remember if her name is Pamela or Sharonda. I don't know. She has a name. He loves her, and he jacks off to her. And so he was being kind of a dick, I think it was last night. And one of my long time mods actually tipped 500 tokens. And his comment was, throw a fucking blanket over the goddamn ice cream cone so that he can't look at it. He tipped 500 tokens just so the dude could not see the lamp. And it was so hilarious.
Oh, man, that is awesome.
It cracked me right the fuck up. I could not believe it. So, Shae, now tell us. What's the worst?
My worst this week is so magnificent. Which sounds weird, but it's a really fucked up thing to say. But like we said last week, come up with something creative. And this guy came up with something creative. So his username, which he actually made, obviously he made it.
His mom made it. Come on, we know this.
Yeah. Is Missing Neck Detective.
Ooh, I like it.
And he said, we've received your report and we'll find your neck as soon as possible.
Wow. I mean, that's fucking, you know what? Big ups for fucking creativity.
I think it's so funny.
that shit's... I mean, the whole thing is fucking hilarious. I mean, you know he loves BBWs. He has to. There's no way in hell that dude doesn't love BBWs because, I mean, on some level...
I don't know.
Like, you know, he won't admit to it, but he secretly masturbates to BBWs. Like, he won't tell his friends, so he has, like, his fake fucking, like, asshole account. But, you know, he's, like, saying that at the same time. He's like, okay, I just came. I'm gonna fucking sign in and fucking say something to this chick. Like...
He wants to come in my double chins.
He wants to fucking ejaculate all over you. And the only way he can express that is by saying really weird shit to you. That's his way of showing love.
But I love those types of things. People think, well, why would you like that? It's because it's so creative. I thought it was so funny.
It really is creative to actually. It's not just what he said. It's the fact that he legitimately made a fucking screen name and then goes with it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you could have that be your screen name, and then it's like, is it your neck? That are you the no neck? Like, do you have no neck, or are you searching for people that have no? Like, what is your, like, you have a neck, by the way. I just want you to know, I've seen it. You do not have you're not one of. I've seen people where it's legit just head attached to torso.
What is Honey Boo Boo's mother's name?
Honey Boo Boo Plus? I don't know.
Have you seen her neck?
Mama Cass? I don't know. Yeah, dude, she doesn't have one.
Exactly.
Her face is a neck. That was so mean, but I feel like it was truth.
But that's why they're behind on finding my neck, because they're still searching for Honey Boo Boo's mom's neck.
Yeah, they're fucking. It's a deep sea expedition, dude. I think it's down in her vagina. I don't know, man. All right, and so now we're gonna get to my worst.
Let's hear it.
Alright. And if you guys don't know, there are two very common things that happen in my room, and it's either, are you pregnant or are you a transgender? And I'm frankly more offended by the pregnancy thing. Like, if I'm transgender, I'm hot as fuck for having a penis. Not as hot as the chicks on fucking, well, they're not chicks. Well, they're chicks when they're dressed up RuPaul's Drag Race. Because most of them are hotter than me, but I take it as a compliment, so fuck you, bitches. The comment was, how many months are you pregnant?
And you don't even look pregnant. That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. I feel like if somebody wants to, like, be curious about how pregnant I am, I've got to be, like, 36 months pregnant. Because I've just been slowly gaining weight since Scott moved in, like, 3 years ago. Like, I don't know, like, 36 months pregnant. I'm really pregnant. For a
barely showing, but really, really pregnant.
Really, really fucking pregnant. Alright, and so now it is the time for this week's screenshots. This is the most interesting shit that people have said in our cam rooms. You guys, if you don't believe us, you can find them on our website. They will be listed. But these are our best, most interesting, just weirdest wackadoo shit. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but definitely the weirdest shit that people have actually legitimately said in our cam rooms this week. Shae, give us your top shit.
All right, I've got a few. So this one guy came in and he was talking about all kinds of stuff, and he was nice. And he said, "Message me if you would like to pursue this conversation further." Well, I told him. I said, PM access for the night is 25 tokens. And he says to me, "But I'm British. I have an accent."
Yes, darling, because that totally comes across via text.
Which I thought that was funny. I had a really strange kind of one. This guy, and I know it was a copy and paste because he came in, because I had it set to users with tokens. It shows me when they come in at the time. And he came in and it was just instant. It was a 1 token tip, and it says, "Wow, instant follow. I have to run off to work, so I don't have time to play, but I'd love to do a private with you sometime. Maybe you can make it easy for me to find you again and follow me back.
No.
That is not how you find people. And I went to the profile, and it was actually a couple's profile. They were trying to get more follows. But I was like, wow. Wow.
Legit.
Let's see. So this one was really fucked up. I had, I had this guy who, we were talking about, what'd you do for the holidays or so far? And he said he was working. I asked him what he did. He said he does support work for seniors. So he works with older people, old people. And he says to me, nice boobs. They're better than most of the seniors. But it gets worse. And then I said, well, I would hope so. I'm only 26. And he said, there are some senior ladies that might have an old face but a kick-ass body. I tell them in private when I'm showering them they have a nice body. And I said, that's really inappropriate. And he said, it's okay. They're cool with it.
I wish you guys could see my fucking face right now, because for the record, we don't share these with each other until we literally do it on the fucking podcast. And my jaw dropped.
And then he goes on to say...
Oh shit, it continues.
He goes on to say that he actually shows he won't actually show his cock to these women, but he will show pictures of it on his phone. Yeah.
That's, does he think that he's, skirting the law by, I can't show it to you in person, but here's a photo?
I know, right?
Why not just show him the fucking dick imprint on the front of your jeans, creep?
And the last one that I have is, Geisha, maybe you can help me understand this. And if Geisha doesn't understand this, maybe somebody out there can help me understand this. As one old guy once said, he wasn't so great in the saddle, but he had an acute way of getting on and off.
Can you read that one more fucking time, please?
Yeah. As one old guy said once, he wasn't so great in the saddle, but he had an acute way of getting on and off.
I feel like that dude's not very good to fuck, but maybe he's good at foreplay and then he comes fast? I don't know what the fuck that means.
I couldn't figure it out for the life of me.
I would love for somebody to make an inaccurate Urban Dictionary. Just make a bad Urban Dictionary. Just send us your worst Urban Dictionary definitions of that phrase, and we will read them on our next podcast. Because I want to know what you guys think that means, because I have no fucking idea what that means.
So tell me about your screenshots, Geisha.
Oh Jesus! I feel like I should ramp up to the worst, so I'm gonna leave because it's funny, but it's we're gonna leave it. So mine are my first one is kind of the reason behind it's kind of funny. I get a lot of guys that will come in and they'll ask to see my legs, and as opposed to telling them they need to tip for it because usually they're gray. I'll tell them I have no legs, and I'll basically be like, how fucking dare you? I was born without legs, or I lost them in the war, and it's everybody in my room knows I'm fucking with them. And so at some point, a gray who, I swear to God, I've never seen him before and I've never seen him since, his phrase was, limbs have become too complicated. I couldn't help but giggle at that one. That one was a definite, I have to fucking screenshot this. And so then this one's actually from somebody who comes into my room kind of often, and this was pretty unique, I thought, of him to say. It just kind of cracked me up. He said, would it be okay if I joined your followers and gently caressed my meat stick while I chat with you, sexy lady?
I'm going to tell you what, boys, although it's better than, meat stick is not a sexy term, but at least it wasn't the same shit always. I have never heard meat stick.
I just loved the whole, like, would you mind if I gently caressed my meat stick? Gently? I'm glad he doesn't abuse his fucking rod. I'm good for you, sir. I'm glad you're caressing it. Like, he's gently touching it with the back of his hand and, like, whispering sweet nothings to it, like...
Just slowly pack that salami, baby.
Yeah, just being really gentle with it. And so this one is a what the fuck. And there's more to this, but I'm gonna just leave it at this single phrase, because the single phrase is really the best. And mind you, this is somebody who they earnestly thought this was a real phrase we used in America. I'm not kidding. They asked me, is your milk rack real? Your face is priceless.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is your milk rack real? I have a screenshot of that.
Well, is your milk rack real, BB?
BB, yes. BB, I grew my milk rack all by myself.
All by yourself.
All by myself. All by... Never mind. I'll stop. And so, okay, I'm actually going to... I'm gonna save one of these for next time. But I read this one to Shae earlier. Now, I told you guys we don't normally share. But I scrolled over this one because it's kind of old. And I wasn't sure if I should share it or not. But apparently it's so good.
You have to share this one.
Okay, and like I said at the beginning, my two most common questions are you pregnant and are you transgender? And this one, while very fucking rude, was very hilarious. And they said, we need a dick check on aisle 4.
Oh my god, I still can't even believe somebody said that.
Yep. We need a dick check on aisle 4. Thank you, and good night. That's my life. Start with the pregnancy questions, end with the dick questions.
Oh my goodness.
And now, you guys, it is time for us to answer our questions from fellow cam models and fellow wannabe cam models. It's time for So You Wanna Be a Cam Model. Our first question tonight is actually a returning questioner. I don't know what the hell to call her. She's a caller. Meow, caller number 1. Is Bertha from Texas, and Bertha's question for us this week is, for a beginner, what is a good average amount of users in my room? From my standpoint, and I don't know what Shae's standpoint is on this, is that it doesn't really matter, you guys, what your average amount of users in your room is. It's really more about how many people are connecting with you and how many people are tipping. I've actually, as I mention this quite often, is I keep track of everything in my room, and for probably the first 6 months of this year, I was actually actively keeping track of the users I was getting into my room, and it really wasn't affecting my income. So I would say don't worry too much about it. But Shae, what's your opinion?
My opinion is definitely the same. When you first start out, though, you're probably not, well, other than your first week, which we have talked about this, when you get that little new sticker on there, and you have that new car smell, that we talked about.
So I was drinking water, I almost died, but yes, new car smell in your vag hole.
Yes. Things are going to be a little different during that time, but once you get back, until you can really get some followers, your numbers are going to be small. But it's difficult, because I know I personally get super excited whenever I get over a certain number of users. But I've noticed that when I hit that point, conversation is shit. Generally tips are actually have gone down increasingly. That's just for me. But I think that it does not matter how many people are in your room. It matters how many tippers are in your room.
And I agree. I think it's less about the number and more about who's really contributing.
Right.
It's the contributions, not it's about quality, not quantity. It's a lot like having friends. If you got 1,600 people in your room, but none of them are talking and none of them are tipping, it doesn't really matter that you have 1,600 people in your room because they're not making it any better for you.
Right.
And so my next question, because apparently that's where I'm at right now because I'm drunk, is from a CB user. I actually got this yesterday. Was how much do you make per day? And now, yeah, you guys, this is actually a really rude question to ask a cam model. It doesn't matter if it's coming from a user or somebody who wants to start camming. It's a really rude question to ask. Frankly, I mean, for one of two reasons at least, is that it's pretty hard to average out really what any cam model makes per day. The amount of money anyone makes fluctuates. We're not paid hourly. It depends on who's online, what kind of show we're looking to do, how we're dressed, how our makeup's done. I mean, everything and anything can affect how much money we make that day. And the second thing is, how dare you? Like, I feel like it's so inappropriate. It'd be like at your job asking your coworker if you could see their fucking paycheck. It's none of your goddamn business.
Yeah.
It's none of your business.
And there's also kind of an unwritten rule for those that are new that cam girls do not talk about how much they make because it upsets the other. Maybe they make a lot more than you do, and that kind of hurts your feelings. Or maybe they make a lot less than you do, and all of a sudden you have like this complex. So it's just not spoken about. Everybody makes a different amount, and it's just not something that we talk about.
Yeah, it's simply not appropriate, and somebody's feelings are going to get hurt in the end, whether it's yours if you're a cam model or somebody else's. I know I've encountered cam models where their favorite thing to do is just gab about how much fucking money they make because they automatically assume I make more money than them, and it's not the case, and it just ends up making me depressed. And I've had to tell people before, I would prefer you don't talk about how much money you make.
And if you do come across one of these models, and Geisha has said this to me before, is one girl's success is not your failure. And that is super important in this industry. If you go to the front page and you see girls just getting loaded with tokens, that may take you... Some girls make, in a half an hour what another girl might make in a month. Legit. But try not to get upset about her success because it's not your failure. It just means you have room to grow.
And I would almost say that in this line of thought is really I would so wholeheartedly say is do not compare yourself to another model. Really just keep in mind what your goals are and do your best to achieve your personal goals. Because if your goal is to make $25 a night and all you have to do is make $25 a night to pay your rent or buy that pair of shoes you want or whatever the reason is you are camming for, just keep your goal in mind and don't worry about what other people are doing. It doesn't matter if you're on the 4th page or the 1st page. If you're achieving your goals, be proud of yourself.
Yeah, if you make your goal, good for you. Seriously. Like, that's awesome. Doesn't matter what the goal is.
Absolutely. So but my suggestion is don't go asking people how much money they make. It's rude as fuck. And so now for our third and final question tonight is from Rita in Connecticut. Her question is, how do you prepare yourself for getting on cam? And I'm actually going to ask you first, Shae. What do you do to kind of get yourself in the mood to show your no-no bits to strangers on the internet?
Well, I like to get naked and run around my apartment complex. No, that's not what I do. As longtime listeners know, I love the pussy. I love the dick too, but I love the pussy, and I love to tip other cam models. I'm addicted to it. I can't help it. So what I generally do is, while I'm getting my makeup on, after I've picked out what I wear, I go in and hang out with other cam models, and whether that's contributing to the show or just talking to a friend. I really like kind of trying to get into the mindset of camming, actual camming. So that's generally what I do.
See, and that is so funny because that is literally the exact opposite of what I do. I'm so weird because if I even go on the front page of whatever website it is I'm going to cam on, I almost end up kind of making myself feel sort of bad. And I know I'm the person who says, one girl's success is not another girl's failure or whatever. It's still, I end up kind of putting myself in a weird mindset. So my way of ramping up to get on cam is I don't like meditate or anything like that. Like I usually have like my television on or something, but I almost 100% of the time do not even open my laptop until the moment I'm ready to get on cam. I almost meditate through putting my makeup on, which I know everybody puts, well, not everybody. Some girls do not wear makeup on cam, and that's totally okay. But I kind of use my makeup application as my time to sort of meditate and think about like what kind of mood I'm going for in my show, and what I'm gonna do and what games or apps I'm gonna run, and kind of how I'm feeling for the night. It's kind of my way of like feeling out my own mood. So I just sort of try and feel myself out and try to figure out my own mindset. I know, like, if you like to listen to music, I think that's, a great thing to do. Sometimes I'll put on music and just sit there and listen to it while I put on my makeup and try to put myself in a certain mindset. I think it's, you got to figure out where your brain is going for the night. You want to make sure you're in a good spot.
Very much so.
Because you don't want to be in a bad mood and get on cam, because nobody wants to hang out with a cranky cam model.
Oh, yes. And you're going to lose followers that way, too.
Absolutely.
Which is why I have not cammed, and I did not cam last night or this morning, because I just have not been in the mood. So it's probably best that I do that rather than get on and lose people.
All right, you guys, it's time for us to talk about today's hot topic. Today's hot topic is the holiday season, which, for those of you that are unaware of this, the holiday season is actually the slowest season for cam models. We are the unloved, unwashed masses, and, I'm not trying to nag on you guys or make you guys pity us, but for those of us who do this full time, this is the most stressful time of the year. We really, for the most part, lived hand to mouth off of our earnings. Those of us that are not top row girls every single day. Mm-hmm. For the rest of us that actually is full time, this is one of those stressful times of the year for us. We a lot of our, kind of, I hate to call it filler income, but the people that, are sort of tertiary and take us private sort of dissipate this time of year. And it makes it really hard to even pay bills. I'm not even talking about buying Christmas presents for people. My family and my fiance understand that I don't have a lot of income this time of year, and I actually supplement my income this time of year with my soap company. For that reason, and I make a lot of handmade gifts, but it's really just kind of hard to pay rent, and so we're very forgotten. So I would say support your local cam girl. But Shae, how do you feel about the slow season, the holiday season?
Well, I actually left Thanksgiving early because I thought that it would just be hot. I thought that people would be done with their family and would be ready to just because they'd be drunk, they'd be like, yeah, let's just watch some cam girls and whatever. I go to get online, and there are 27 pages of models. And usually, I would say 19 is about normal. Would you say that's about normal?
Anywhere from 11 to 19 is pretty standard.
Yeah.
On any given day of the week.
And the top model had 2,000 people in her room, which is nothing.
That's nothing nowadays on Chatterbait. Which I actually this week I saw the literal and exact opposite, and I don't remember if it was. I feel like it was either the day before Thanksgiving or the day preceding the day before Thanksgiving. But literally, the top cam model had, and I'm not shitting you guys, had over 10,000 viewers in her room. And she was giving a show, and so it was cool. But the second highest room was a fully clothed male, and he had over 8,000 viewers in his room.
That is insane.
And I hate to be a dick. He was not attractive. He looked like, fucking the dude down the street that delivers pizzas. Like, he just looked like anybody's fucking guy.
Wow.
Alright, guys, and now it is time for Shae and I to talk about our least favorite subject. It's the subject of grays.
Wah, wah.
But we are actually going to take it to a completely different place. We almost never take it here. And that is to good grays. The grays that, fucking actually make your life worth living turn blue. Occasionally will be gray for like 6 months and just like really supportive and really nice, and then one day we'll come in and like drop 100 tokens on you. Like, Shae, what is your best experience you've ever had with a gray in your room?
I don't necessarily have specific instances, but I have several grays that are on my nice list on Ultrabot, which means regardless if they get silenced or if grays are silenced or not, they can always talk. And I honestly, and I have told people this before, I honestly sometimes appreciate them more than the tippers. Not that I don't love tips. Let me tell you, of course, pays the bills. We need that. We need the money. But there's some grays that come in every day or almost every time you're on. They want to know how you're doing. Well, you said you were going to do this for Thanksgiving. How did it go? You said you had some gifts coming in and outfits. Did they fit? Just really nice people and just genuinely good-hearted people. And, they may be with you. I've got one just off the top of my head I can think of. I just love him to death. He's been around for over a year, and I don't get to see him as often because he's in the overseas in the military. But when I do get to see him, I get so excited because he is just such a gentleman and just a good person. And I know that he will never go blue. But I don't care. He's a sweetheart, and I absolutely love to see him in my room.
And those are sincerely the best kind of grays. Like, if you are striving to be any kind of person, doesn't matter if you're a single token blue, it doesn't matter. Like, if you want to be a good gray in a room, you're probably just initially going to be yourself and be thoughtful. Because I have, honestly, in my room, the easiest way to become a moderator, which is to turn red, is to be a kind, maybe not even necessarily kind. I love to say kind and like be like one of those dating videos, but really, be thoughtful and funny and, generous with your words.
Yeah.
Because being a cam model, it can be a very tedious job. We get a lot of BBs and a lot of tits and a lot of show ass in our rooms. And if you have no money to contribute, contributing your personality and your time and, your words, it means a lot to us, because a good conversation can make up for 2 hours of sitting there without making a single nickel.
Well, and a good gray can turn the whole room around.
Absolutely.
You can be sitting there and everybody that walks in that's a gray is 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, has a 10-inch dick, is good looking, every single body, everybody's that, and they all are, caressing their meat stick.
Yes, always. Just gently caressing their meat stick and telling it a beautiful story about fields of pussy.
And you get tired of hearing that after a while, but then... so then you kind of just sit there and you're like, oh, this is stupid. I really want to get off cam. And then you see a gray that comes in and they care about you. They want to talk. And before you know it, you've got other people joining in. Your room numbers are going way up, which is causing more people to talk, more people to tip because you're not just sitting there. And, a good gray, all of a sudden, to be honest, is... a good percentage of why you're getting tokens.
And we're not talking the grays that go, come on, guys, tip, come on,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. No, we're not talking about those grays. Those grays can just be quiet. We're talking about the grays that they want to have a real conversation, and it doesn't matter if it's what it's about. If you're in a room and you're gray and it's a room you like and you know what the girl likes and you know she'll have a conversation about it, whether it's about her day or her favorite TV show, talk to her.
Yeah.
Because you're more than likely going to make her day, because we as I don't know, as sex workers, I guess is the best way to call it. Mm-hmm. As sex workers, we often feel, or I personally feel like my brain is the least stimulated part of my body.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're underappreciated in the realm of our intelligence and our capacity to have feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
Really. And it really, really makes our day when you guys want to sit and have a conversation that actually means something. A conversation that maybe doesn't actually revolve around you guys. Mm-hmm. And maybe doesn't revolve around our tits. Yep. I know, it's a hard concept. But if you pay attention, read our bios, a lot of us have bios and they go over stuff we like TV shows and music. I mean, shit, you could really make a girl's day if you so happen to like the same shit.
Mm-hmm. And I actually, if I've gone 20 minutes or 30 minutes with things being real quiet, nobody says anything, I actually offer, and I will say it first so you don't just assume you're going to get it. I offer, I call it free tits for conversation. So
that's awesome.
If somebody starts I don't care if you're dark purple, if you're gray, if you start a legit conversation that that we can actually sit and talk about other than your body or my body, I will pull my tits out.
I'm stealing that from you officially. Idea stolen. I'm starting. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but guys, look out for it. I'm going to start throwing shit out, and I'm going to be more underhanded than Shae. I'm not going to let you guys know, but if you're having a good conversation where I'm enjoying it, I'm going to start pulling boobs out.
There you go.
But you guys got to try. I'm not saying shit. It's just it has to happen naturally.
Ooh.
Meow. Meow. So now, you guys, we are going to actually keep it on the holiday train because we want to talk about stuff that are Christmassy or Hanukkah here. Whatever holiday you celebrate. We're the wintry things with the snowflakes and stuff. We're going to talk about our Christmas wish lists this year. Things we want, but we're afraid to ask for, and we'll get into some things more interesting about these things in a moment. But Shae, what do you want most for Christmas this year?
For Christmas, from camming, I really want some good lighting. Right now I just use Walmart cheap lights, and I really want a good lighting system. And I have found one, and I'm going to be putting up a thing in my bio. to help raise tokens for it.
But now, just in case somebody wants to buy it for you, are you adding it to your wish list?
Oh, yes. It will be on my wish list. And if you are interested in actually purchasing it outright for me, A, you're awesome. And B, send me a message at Shae, SSBBW@yahoo.com. And we can talk about it. And I will make sure that you are spoiled in whatever way you would like to be spoiled for doing so.
So that is just the most grand thing ever. Now, I have sort of, my request is kind of weird, and I don't know why I want it so bad. The thing I really want for Christmas this year is actually a video game. And I would really love if somebody got me, and you can get this for me one of two ways. But I would really like the video game Adventure Time Finn and Jake Investigations. And I would like it for the Xbox One. Because I don't have very many games for the Xbox One. The Xbox One is currently the gaming system that is in my cam room, which is, for those of you that don't know, where I sleep. But if you want to, you can either get it for me off my Amazon wish list, or you could buy me, I'm assuming Xbox has gift cards. I don't know why they wouldn't. But you can get me an Xbox One gift card, and you guys can use my contact form on my website to get that to me, or contact me about it if you want to send me a smaller portion, and I will do my best to either get you a photo set or something interesting. And if you don't want to get me a video game, I would happily take a gift card to, like, Japan LA or Sephora. Those are, like, my two favorite stores. Those are, I mean, I could always use makeup. I wear it every fucking day on camera. And who doesn't like weird, kooky, pretty dresses?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. That's what my life is about, yo. So if you guys want to help out with my holiday season, I am actually... as of December 1st, I am starting a Deck the TARDIS event. It is going to be 33 tokens to get your name written on an ornament that will ordain my beautiful blue TARDIS. If you haven't seen it, you've never hung out in my room, because it is the most beautiful thing. We're all waiting for David Tennant to get out of it. But it's 33 tokens, get your name, post it on my wall on a fancy handmade ornament. And don't forget, you guys, the 28th, just 3 little days after Christmas, will be my birthday. I am turning 27 years old. So I know you guys want to make it special for me, and I am going to do my best to make it special for all of you. Now, I am not exactly sure what day I will be having my birthday extravaganza, but I will be doing a whole day from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to sleep. I will be on camera, so we will have a little PJ party. I will not be wearing any makeup, which I know some of you absolutely love, and some of you are like, oh god, no, not again. But I will be going without makeup for a significant amount of time on my birthday. And it'll be fun. We'll eat pancakes, we'll tell stories, and it'll be nice. We'll have a nice time. So make sure you get your birthday presents in early. And if you aren't going to get me a birthday present, make sure you save up them tokens. Because you know you want to make it special.
And just because you get her something for Christmas does not mean that you got her something for her birthday.
It's true. Those of us that were born around Christmas, we hate combination presents. You will be shunned unless it is, like, really, really nice. Last year I got an Xbox One as a combination present, and I was not even mad. So, Xbox One quality or better. No, that'd be really fucked up. Just try your best. I know not everybody's a bajillionaire. Even if it's 2 different cards. I usually, actually, just so you guys know, I usually run a raffle involving physical and email birthday cards. I love physical birthday cards. My mailing address is actually on my Amazon wish list if you want to send me a birthday card physically. And now It is time for us to say goodbye. Before we say goodbye, though, I would just like to let you guys know that we are still looking for participants in our podcast. So if you have a favorite cam model or you are a cam model and would like to be a part of our podcast, please make sure to contact us either via Twitter at CamGirlRW, which of course stands for Camgirl Real World on Twitter, at CamGirlRW, or email us at camgirlrealworld@gmail.com. You can also find Shae at ShaeBBW on Twitter. On Chatterbait, it's ShaeBBW. You can find myself on Twitter, Geisha Monroe, or on Chatterbait as Western Geisha. And you can also find me. I have a contact form. You can contact me there at GeishaMonroeXXX.com. Email us with a way to get in contact with either your favorite cam model or if you're a cam model yourself. Let us know. Hit us up. We are always looking for fun, friendly, and interesting people to talk to. So let us know. We want to have a good time with you. And don't forget, send us your questions. We're always looking for questions as to how to get pussy or how to start your own cam show. We want to thank you guys all so much for joining us today. We look forward to you coming back and listening to us again. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.